Hey friends, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to another video. It is December 30th, 2022. It is the last Friday of the year and yeah, I didn't mean to not put a video up last week, but it was the week of Christmas. Things were really crazy. I was trying to get a lot done. This weekend, I'm also trying to get a lot done, but I'm going to do an update video for you. It's going to be more, this video is going to be more like it's obviously not going to be like a vlog style video. It's going to be more of a like, here's everything that I've done in the last 2 weeks type of check-in, but I'm going to record most of it after work. Right now I'm on my lunch break trying to get more done so that way hopefully maybe I can actually get my goals done. And I wanted to show you something before. Anyways, I wanted to show you something really fast in the first little part of this video before I do that, just because I think it's really interesting. Not everybody knows about it. If you're into quilting, it could be helpful. And so yeah, I wanted to show you something right now because by the time I actually record the rest of the video later today, it won't be relevant. Like it'll be harder to explain and not as relevant. So I have a lot going on with the Snoopy quilt. I need 202 half square triangles that are the yellow and the black. So now black and yellow is playing in my head. Anyways, I need 202 of them. The quickest way to do that is to cut squares, basically sew them into an X and cut them 8 ways. And so then you get 8 half square triangles in one go. There's a bunch of charts online that show you how to do this. One, show you how to do it, but also give you like the size fabrics that you need to get 8 in one. So I think all you have to Google is like 8 half square triangles at one time. And you can literally find a chart. It tells you what your finished size block is, which mine are going to be 2-inch squared. It tells you what your block is that you need to trim it to with the seam allowance, which is 2.5-inch squared for me. And then the chart that I found gives you 2 different ways that you could cut out your 2 fabrics. And that is with not a whole lot of trimming allowance and with a lot of trim allowance. I personally would rather waste a little bit of fabric and have a larger trim allowance so that way I don't feel like I need to fudge any fabric and I can cut it to the size that I need it and know that it's going to be good than to, like I said, have to possibly be short on a few and fudge things. I'm not a fan of that. So I cut mine 6.5 by 6.5. To do the oversized, I'll have plenty of room to trim because these finished half square triangles, they finish at they finish at almost 3 by 3 and I need them 2.5 by 2.5. So anyways, what you do is on the lighter one, so I did this on the yellow, not the black, and once I press them open, this is a friction pin, so also it's going to be on the inside of the quilt, so you shouldn't see it, but it is a friction pin, and the iron erases the pin marks. So friction pins are really awesome. Most quilting stores, you can buy them in 3 packs of black, blue, and red. The blue tends to be my favorite. I haven't used the red too often, but I have used the blue and the black. But anyways, you draw an X across your square. You put right sides together, which in my case, it doesn't really matter because it's a solid, so it's the same on both sides. So yeah, so you draw your X and then you do your 1/4-inch seam on each side of the line. So I did 1 seam right here, and then I flipped it and I did 1 going the opposite direction, and then you fill it in. Then the way you cut it to get 8, you don't want to cut your diagonals first. You want to cut up and down the center and side to side through the center, and then take those squares and cut them up your drawn line, and you get 8 half square triangles. So I need 202 of them. So I cut out 26 sets. It's going to give me 208 blocks. So I'll have 6 just random left over just in case, I guess. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you that really fast. This is what I'm working on at lunch. I need to cut these. And so my goal for my lunch break is to get these finished being cut. I split it up because it's so many. So my goal on my lunch break today is to get them cut, get as many of them pressed open as possible, because then I have to trim them all. Once they are all trimmed, the Snoopy quilt should go a whole lot faster because I already have all of my borders cut and prepped. So my main goals for today is get these cut and start pressing them. Get all of these at least pressed. And I'm going to get the 2 first rounds of borders onto my Snoopy quilt, which whenever I do my longer segment of this video later, I'll talk more about the borders and everything and show you my drawing and all that kind of stuff. But my goal for tonight is get the first 2 rounds of borders on the quilt, get all of these cut and pressed, and then tomorrow in the free time that I have, I will trim them all and start piecing them, because then the next row for the quilt is going to be these pressed, is going to be these half square triangles. So that really is where I'm at with the quilt. And then once all of these are put together and they're on the quilt, then it'll be a whole lot easier, because then there's just one more final border on 3 of the sides. So anyways, I just wanted to stop and show you this method really fast at the start of the video. But in this video, we have a lot to cover. I have all 12 days of Christmas stockings from Annie B's Folk Art / Crazy Annie's, which I'll try not to get too much into that, but I will still never use their service again. I have the finished Charming Stars quilt to show you. I have the Snoopy quilt to show you and to update you on the progress and the pattern. And I have a fabric pull to show you because I'm still questioning the other one. But basically my January schedule is going to be super hectic. I wanted to join 3 sew-alongs for the month of January. I'm only going to be able to do 2 of them because I signed up to do 2 other test quilts. One was supposed to be January, one was supposed to be February, but now they are both going to coincide and have the same due date. They're by the same designer. Things kind of got... Anyways, it's a lot, but I have a lot to show you and talk about, and I have some fun stuff all written down on my iPad. So I'm going to get to sewing for the rest of my my lunch break, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay. Hey guys, it's significantly later in the evening, which unfortunately means this is not going to go up until probably Saturday morning, because I still have to splice all the sections together and upload it. So I apologize, but whenever I got off work, my eyes were killing me, and I have gotten to where, I work on a computer all day. So I've gotten to where, and I did this before, but I've gotten to where at the end of the day, I sometimes go and lay down with Stella and Daniel, and we just like hang out for a little bit. And did I do that for a little bit too long today? I did. It's Friday. It was the last day of the working. It was the last work day of this year. And the last hour of work, Stella was on my desk, curled up and like laying on my mouse hand. So it was really fun typing and moving a mouse. So she clearly needed and wanted some cuddle time, so I obliged. Anyways, in that time frame though, my phone battery drained itself because why would I watch, YouTube videos and TV on my television instead of my phone, you may ask? I don't know. But anyways, I accidentally drained the battery, and so I have been charging my phone so that way I could record this. And while I was doing that though, I did get some work done on the Snoopy quilt. So I did not get all of my half square triangles pressed on my lunch break. I think I might have had about a stack of 50 left. Out of 208 though, that's pretty good. So, while my phone was charging, I finished pressing my half square triangles, and I got the first 2 rounds of borders put on the Snoopy quilt. So I will show you that in just a little bit. So, I'm going to show you the cross stitch patterns. I'm going to talk about my plans for January because it's kind of gotten sidetracked and gone all over the place, and it's a little crazy and hectic, and I'm a little nervous myself, but you know, we will be fine. We will persevere. And then I will talk about the Snoopy quilt, show you where the Snoopy quilt is at, and then I will also show you the final Charming Stars quilt. So let's just jump into it. Let's do the cross stitch patterns first. So there are several videos from the beginning of the year where at least once a month, clearly, where I talked about this pattern club. It's a 12 Days of Christmas pattern club from Annie B's Folk Art. And I was doing it through Crazy Annie Stitchin'. I'm just going to preface this. If you've ever ordered from Crazy Annie's, or you still do, or you wanted to, I say go for it. You know, hopefully it's not every club that had issues. Hopefully it's not every person that had issues. Things that I value in customer service may not be the same things that you value in customer service. So if it is a service that has been servicing you well, stick with it. If you wanted to try it because they have a really great series, try it, right? Not everybody's experience is going to be the same. However, with that being said, I do know that my experience is not unique. Several people have told me that they have had nothing but bad experiences with them, and that things sometimes seem really off, and that they are rude whenever they actually even hear from them. One of my friends sent 3 emails about the last pattern because she moved, and they literally in their instructions say, if you move, do not pay until we know your new address and we get it fixed. And she emailed 3 times to tell them her new address, and the 4th email, they only responded to her because she said, just don't send it to me. And she canceled the request for money via PayPal. And she said, literally within the hour, I heard from them. They changed my address and they resent me an invoice. So something about that just does not sit well with me. I've had to email them, and I emailed them twice about the final pattern. The final pattern, I paid, and I waited a month to send the first email. And then a week later, I sent another email. And because they weren't responding, I even messaged them on Facebook Messenger. And literally their response was, please email us with this. And I said, I've sent you 2 and you have not responded. And there was a week in between each one. And then they answered and helped me on Facebook Messenger while saying that we don't help people like this via Facebook Messenger. We do it via email. And I was like, okay, but I have emailed you. You're choosing to help me via... Anyways, it's a whole thing. They weren't very nice. They've never been nice whenever responding to my emails, and I have not been rude. Anyways, I digress. There's a lot more that I could say, and I'm just not going to. Like I said, I've been in customer service a really, really, really long time, and this is just not how you treat people. Anyways, if it works for you, great. The other one thing that I will say is that there's something really like odd about the patterns is that they all look, well, not, they don't all, but there's 3 different looks to the front. Like this one doesn't have a banner. Then there's a whole like chunk of them that has this banner. And then randomly the end, it has a different color banner and they aren't even the same. I don't know. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of like weird. I don't know what the point was in that. Anyways, I wanted to show you all 12 patterns because I was showing them every single month, but then I went on like my little summer hiatus and then I just kept on forgetting to show them. And then by the point that I kind of remembered, I was like, I might as well wait until the last one gets here, right? Right. So, I have finished the first one other than the beads, which I'm still like, do I want to do the beads or do I not want to do the beads? But with the first pattern only, you were able to order the beads. So I did get the white and red beads, but here is Partridge in a Pear Tree. They're super cute patterns. Like, I'm not going to lie. This is literally why I wanted to get into this club. And I had heard so many good things about Crazy Annie's on other people's videos at the over I think like 2020, 2021, I had heard a lot of people talking in their videos like really well about their clubs and stuff. And then I don't know what happened this last year or if it was just the luck of the draw, but I'm not going to pretend that something is super amazing if it's not. It's just not who I am. And since I was talking out about it, other people were contacting me and saying like, yeah, it's always like this. So, I don't know if the other people that were talking about it had like deals with them. I have no idea. They have way more subscribers. Maybe they do. Who knows? Anyways, pattern 2, super cute. Two turtle doves. This is the one that I'm actually on. I'm like changing up the colors some on all of these because, I am doing it on Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana in Sprite. So it's a light purple. I have all of my threads like bundled in here as I always do. But I've had to change up some of the colors. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to easily be able to show you this. I'll show you the back, which I never do because I don't believe in that because there are people that shame people for their backs. But I'm doing it in like brown and a cream so that way it stands out more. I didn't change all the colors, but I did change some of them to make it stand out and pop better on my fabric. Does that mean that they'll look like turtle doves? Probably not. Do I care? No, because it's mine. And that's how everyone's attitude should be. If you want to change a color, if you want to do it on a weird, funky fabric, I say go for it. If somebody comes over to your house and is like, that's not what that pattern is supposed to look like, you made it neon purple and it was supposed to be red, ask them to leave your house. Okay. And if they're judging the back of your fabric, like the back, also ask them to leave. 3 French hens. Again, this one's super cute. But honestly though, have we ever like stopped to think why the 12 Days of Christmas have so many birds in it? Like, who was just like, yes, give me all the birds for Christmas? I don't know. But, I mean, there are people out there, but it's a lot of birds to be receiving. Okay. 4 calling birds. They're super cute. They're so tiny and like little, and I just love them. 5 golden rings is also really pretty, but I mean, it's 5 golden rings. So this is where they get super interesting. This is the 6 geese a-laying. It's really cute. There's a little ornament in the branch. He looks like Gus. So, I have Gus and Gladys out on, actually, oh, and here's Gladys. It's a swan. So this is 7 swans a-swimming. This one's just super cute. Oh, this one also has a little ornament in the branch. That's so cute. I love the little, oh my gosh, what are those called? I love these. They're so pretty. Anyways, the cement animals that you can get, like you can get newer ones nowadays, but like, you know, the classic like swans, the ducks and all that kind of stuff. I have like they used to be like back in the day, they would like paint them. So I have a swan with like, you know, you could put a plant in her, and her name is Gladys. And then I have a goose, and his name is Gus. And then I now have a baby duck, and oh my gosh, I forgot what I named him. It was another G name. 8 maids of milking. But they're on my back porch. Heather has seen them. They're super cute. They've been in, pretty sure they've been in an Instagram story. Anyways, 8 maids of milking. Her face kind of freaks me out. They gave her a face, which there's nothing wrong with that, but, I don't know. I feel like I don't think I really like faces that just have lines for the eyes. I think it kind of freaks me out. And then the ballerina doesn't have eyes at all. She has little cheeks like the maids of milking, but she doesn't have eyes. So it's kind of weird to me that out of the 4 people that are designed, one of them doesn't have a face at all. And the other ones have the weird line eyes. Anyways, this is 9 ladies dancing. She's super pretty. I did ballet growing up, and oh, she's super cute. I love her. And I think she's gonna look super cute on the purple fabric. This is 10 Lords a Leapin'. I really love his outfit. I'm a little jealous of it. It's kind of cute, not gonna lie. And then we have 11 pipers piping. So, 12 drummers drumming is the only one that kind of bothers me, because the only ones with people in it that aren't birds or rings are the last like 5. So why, if you could fit people on 4 other ones, why would you not put it on 12 drummers drumming? It's the 12 is bigger than all the other numbers, and there's a drum. That's the only thing. It kind of makes me feel like this one might have been like the last. I mean, obviously it might have been the last design because it's number 12, but it kind of feels like an afterthought after all these other ones. I mean, like, he's piping a pipe. He's leaping around. She's dancing. She's carrying milk pails. I mean, clearly it could have been fit, because anyways, so dang, I just dropped it. Anyways, those are the patterns. Those are my thoughts and feelings. I could say more. I'm not going to. So I'll just toss that on the floor. Okay, let's talk my plans, because they are super hectic. So I've been really enjoying this app that I found for the iPad called Good Notes. If you don't have it and you have an iPad and a pencil, it's fabulous. You can literally create pages, and you can write out like to-do lists and do all kinds of stuff, and highlight things and delete them and doodle, and you can pick between different types of paper. Anyways, it's fantastic. So lots of things coming up for me in January as far as quilts go. It's a little insane. So with my quilt guild, I am in charge of the UFO challenge. Now, the UFO challenge stands for unfinished projects or objects. And the way that we've done it a couple different ways. One of the first years that we did it, you had to have a completed quilt every month. Like quilted, binded, quilted, binded. And it had to be something that was like started. It had to already have been started. You couldn't start it that month or that year. Yeah, not a lot of people could participate because, I mean, not everybody can have things quilted all the time. It's really discouraging for people that have really busy lives, that this is like their hobby, to like make them be like, I mean, especially like I wanted to participate whenever we first started it, but like I hadn't been a quilter for very long. I didn't have whips. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have unfinished objects like laying around my house. Except for things that needed to be quilted, but I didn't have the money to have them quilted and be able to like work on a new quilt. So, they changed the rules. Then they made it to where, you could do parts of a project. and you could just do a top. You could just do a block for a block of the month. So they made it way more accessible the second year, and a lot more people were able to participate and really, really, really enjoyed it. We've always done prizes at the end of the year. I think one year, one person that was in charge of it did do monthly prizes, which is what I want to bring back. Just like little like $5 to $10 prizes that are like fabrics, like a couple fat quarters, a charm pack, mini charm packs, a rotary blade, things like that, like fabric and tools to help you quilt more and do more things. And then at the end of the year, there's going to be grand prizes. So basically every month that you bring one of your items completed, or not one of your items, bring that month's item completed, you will get put in the drawing for that month, and you will get to pick one of the gifts for that month. I'm hoping to have at least 2 to 3 gifts or prizes every single month for whoever wins the month's raffle. They can pick one, and they're all going to be wrapped. And so I know what I want to get for each month, or like in general for the 10 months that we're doing it, because they're signing up this month. We're starting it in February. We're going to go through November, and then December is the final month. There's not going to be a small gift. There's going to be 3 grand prizes. So those are all going to be hopefully priced around like a value of $75. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, so I need to go this weekend and get the sign-up sheets printed. So I need to go to Office Depot at some point before Tuesday night. So that's a little crazy. The other thing for my quilt guild is the February meeting, we are doing what is called Schoolhouse Night. And that is a program night where different members of our guild have a table. It's like 6 to 7 members. They each have a table, and they teach a tip or a trick or a skill to show everyone else. And there is one that I have found on Instagram, and I have yet to do it, but it's something that I've been wanting to do. I've also wanted to make a mini quilt sign for the UFO challenge table, which I'm also going to I'm going to change what UFO stands for the UFO challenge. And I'm going to have it stand for you finish objects, because it's not UFOs, because they don't have to be started. They just have to be finished whenever you bring them, or like whatever, finished to whatever phase or part of the process that you listed on your form. And I'll tell you which ones, what I want to have done. So for mine, and I'm hopefully being realistic. I'm not going to put my name on a ticket though every month to win prizes, because I'm obviously the host, but I still want to participate and get things finished. So I still have made a list of what I want to have done. Anyways, so this technique is basically you have a top fabric, and you cut out a design on it, and you do basically like raw edge applique the top onto a bottom piece. The bottom piece is scraps. So let's say your top piece is a black piece of fabric, and it has a Christmas tree cut out or a snowman. Well, you would trace that on like a square of muslin that's the same size, and you would trace it, and then you would use scraps, like let's say snowman. You would use scraps of different creams and whites, all different like wonky ways, on like his round parts of his body on the muslin. And then once you get to where the hat is going to be, you could do like a little strip of black, then you could do a little strip of red, and then you could do a little strip of black, and you could frame out his hat. And then once you were done with all that, you'd put the black on top of it, and you'd raw edge applique around the cutout, and then you would also around the edges. And that is your block. And so it's a scrappy kind of like crazy quilt, but it's layered. It's really, really cool. Anyways, it's a technique that I have seen and I've wanted to try, but I want a mini quilt for my UFO table for every month. And so I'm going to do, in January, I have to prep for February, which February's meeting is on like the 6th or 7th or something, whatever that first Monday is. So I have a couple of days into February, which is really good because I might need them. So I'm going to see if I have any more of like a galaxy print fabric left over because I used to have some. And I'm going to cut out from a free coloring sheet that I found on the internet, a UFO. So it's a UFO with a beam coming down from it. And I'm going to trace that out. And then I have plenty of muslin. I'm going to trace out the outline onto my muslin as well. And then I'm going to pick scraps of like yellow and maybe like some lime green kind of colors into grays and blacks for the UFO. And then I'm going to have the outline, I'm going to have the bottom piece, I'm going to have, you know, the scrapped piece. And at my table, I'm going to show them how they would like literally do it in the steps. And then so for March, I would have my little mini quilt of my UFO, but I also want to make a little tiny mini quilt to be beaming up into the spaceship. Anyways, super cute. That's what I want to do. So for my UFO challenge for February, I want to get my Snoopy quilt top finished. For March, I want to have my Book Nook top finished. For April, I want to have my String of Hearts top finished, which possibly all of those are going to get finished in January, but it is what it is. May, I really want to attempt clothing this year, and I have a goal for myself of like at least 6 items. But for May, I really want to have an apron done. I really want to make a kind of like a cross back apron. June, I want to have my block of the month finally finished. July, I want to have the crazy cat lady top finished. By August, I want to have my Stella quilt top finished. By September, I want to have my cat lady quilt top finished. October, I want to have a dress made. I want to have made a dress. And there's actually several that I want to make. November, I want to have my Granny Rockstar finished. December, I want to have my Gypsy Wife top finished. And the bonus, which would be January, I want to have my From Porto with Love quilt top finished. So those are my personal goals for this year. Right now, my current UFOs is my block of the month. I have a 5-yard quilt. I have Granny Rockstar, my 2022 temperature quilt, my Snoopy quilt, which hopefully both of those will be done by January 2nd. I have my sugar pillows, which I think I'm going to turn into a tote bag instead. My Love from Porto quilt, and I have 4 more sets of the economy blocks for the economy block swap, but I have until the end of March to get those done because I mail them out early April. The planned quilts that I have so far for this year is Book Nook, String of Hearts, Scrappy Spools, Gypsy Wife, Love Letters. There's 4 Toad Circle mystery quilts happening this year, and I want to at least join, I don't know, all of them. I would love to start my Texas quilt, the Cat Lady quilt, the Crazy Cat Lady quilt, which the Cat Lady quilt is a Ruby Star freebie, or it came out originally with the Cat Lady fabric line from Cotton and Steel from the same designers that are now Ruby Star. They are re-releasing the free Cat Lady pattern. So they're going to re-release it, but this time with their new Reading Nook fabric line, which is cats, books, tea, floral, and squirrels. And so, yeah, I want to remake that one. Or I want to make that one. I've wanted to make that one since like 2015, whenever it first came out, or whenever, and I just never did it because I had just learned about them and I couldn't find the fabric for it. And anyways, I think sadly waiting was actually the best thing for me. The Crazy Cat quilt, I am going to remake the cat quilt that I've now made 3 of. Well, my Potter quilt is like a variation of it, but anyways, I'm going to remake it. Kim and I got like this brainchild idea. Ruby Star has a line coming out I think it arrives in shops late February, early March, but it's called Curio. And she wasn't going to get any of the goldfish fabric. And we were talking about the cat quilts. This was months ago because whenever I was making the cat quilt sample for her, she was ordering the Curio fabric like that week. So I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to make one where the cats are the goldfish fabrics and then the background fabrics for every single block is different. And it's just Ruby Star scraps that would look like crazy cat lady, like wallpaper. So like I have some scraps from my food group quilt. So I'm going to have like one of the cats is going to have like fruit wallpaper background. And there's like koi fish fabrics and I have ones with mushrooms on it and all kinds of stuff. So it's basically going to be all of these cats that are goldfish fabric, okay, with crazy wallpapers behind them. Anyways, it's going to be amazing. I'm super stoked. I'm very excited. So is Kim. But several other people were really interested that heard us talking about it. And then Kim told other people. And so there's people that want to do it. And she already did a quilt along on her Facebook. So for the cat quilt, I think she's going to sell some kits and things. And yeah, I'm going to get to make videos to post on her Facebook as a quilt along for the Crazy Cat Lady quilt. So that one's going to be really fun. I really want to make a black, white, and neon quilt. And I already know the 3 neons that I want to put in it. And I'm going to do it with Ruby Star's Achroma. I just have to pick the perfect pattern, which every time I think I find one, I don't know if it's right or not. Anyways, I want to make a Tri-Sigma quilt at some point this year with the Tula Sailhead ladies. And then I want to make my Stella quilt. So what is so crazy about January? Well, let me tell you. So I've finished the Snoopy quilt up to where I had to have it done for the baby quilt. I've already sent in my photos. I've already sent my feedback. So I am now working on making it bigger, and I'll dive more into that in just a second. But I want to have that done before the 2nd because I want to be able to show it at the Quilt Guild and then at some point have it quilted because it is for my guest twin bed in the Snoopy guest room. So we shall see. I also really want to finish my temperature blanket, which I cannot finish at the earliest Sunday, at the latest Monday, because again, I want to also take that one to my Quilt Guild. I'm already taking to the meeting my Sewing Birds, my Mystery Quilt, my Charming Stars, my Snowflake, hopefully my Temperature Sal, and hopefully the Snoopy quilt, because I don't want to take the Snoopy quilt and show it off until all the borders are done, which I think it's possible, but that's a lot of half square triangles. But I'm now at the point where I'm at the half square triangle point. So I need to start sizing them down, sewing them together so that way I can put them on. And then once that's done, it's one more final border and then it's done. So I kind of got myself into a little bit of an issue. Yikes. So I signed up for the String of Hearts Sal, which starts literally on Monday. But the first week is pick out your fabric. Easy. I already know what I'm going to use. Second week is cut your fabric. So I have a little bit of like time with that one. And then the Book Nook pattern releases on January 6th and it starts on the 15th. I already have all my fabric for that. But the week of the 15th that it starts, because it was announced so early, people had time to get their fabric. They knew how much they needed of each thing. So basically the pattern releases this upcoming Friday, like in a week. And between that Friday and the 15th, you're supposed to cut your fabric so that way you can make the first 6 blocks the first week that the pattern or of the 15th. So that's a lot. I wanted to do more, test test quilts. And I stumbled across a designer who needed needed testers for a quilt. So I signed up for it and I got chosen. And it's supposed to start this week, but she had to move it up because the fabric line that she designed 2 quilts for is releasing like a week earlier than she thought. So we have from until now, until January 22nd, to test 2 patterns, which she said that you didn't have to do both, but if you wanted to, you were more than welcome to. Well, she's already sent me both patterns, so I kind of feel bad if I like get out of it. Yeah. So I have my fabric picked out for one of them. I'm going to go ahead for one of them and I'm going to do the back quilt because I think honestly it would be really perfect to highlight it. I am a little nervous. One of the blocks looks super simple, but it's with Y seams and I know skilled quilters that hate Y seams. So I'm a little nervous, but the main like big blocks is going to be my super cute little bats. All of this is AGF except for the solid black. And then it's going to be a snowball block. So this is going to be the snowball corners. Then I'm going to get to fussy cut like I already wanted to do, but they're going to be smaller pieces, which I think actually will be really good. But I'm going to get to fussy cut this fabric. So I'll be able to do like just this, just the house, just the trick-or-treaters, just the girl in the pumpkin patch. So I'm going to be able to have a lot of fun with this. And this will be the center of the other blocks. And then around that, there are 4 fabrics, squaring it in. And these are going to be those 4 fabrics. So this is my like not so Halloween quilt. And then for the sashing, I'm going to do black, which I need to get a little bit more of this. This is left over from the Snoopy quilt. And this is going to be my cornerstones. So I am really excited about it. But I still need to pick out the fabrics for the second quilt. I have a really good idea of what I want to do and what I want to use, but I'm missing a few things, or / don't know if I have enough. So we will see. But if I do it right, if I get the first one done, which is the cattywampus quilt from the log cabin quilter. The log cabin quilter. The first one that I'm going to do is the cattywampus. If I can get that finished in this first week, then I'll be good to go. And then in the second week, if I can get the garden gate quilt done, then I'll be good to go. I can then get into Book Nook and I can get into String of Hearts, and hopefully I can stay up with those and those will start like calming down because you only do so much each week and it's easier to stay caught up. But yeah, and then I've got to prep for the schoolhouse in February. So there is all that. Yeah, it's a lot. Do I feel a little bit crazy? I kind of do, just a little bit. Let me show you some of those patterns really fast because I am allowed to show them. Let me just do that. So Garden Gate, this is the one that I know what fabrics I want to use, but I might have to get like 1 or 2 more. So this is what Garden Gate is going to look like. And it's going to come out. We have to have the quilts done by January 22nd. The pattern's literally coming out, I think, like the 26th. So they come out later this month. So that's Garden Gate. And then the other one is Cattywampus. And this is what it looks like. So the light blue is going to be my bats, and inside of that square is going to be the haunted house fussy cuts. So yeah, that's going to be that one. And the String of Hearts is by Rose Petal Quilt Shop. This is the String of Hearts Sal. This pattern is already out. It comes in 3 different sizes, but for the quilt along and to possibly win prizes, you have to do the throw size. And then just a reminder for the book nook. Okay, it's not in my email, but I have it pulled up on the web. This one is by Pen and Paper Patterns, and this is what it looks like. So those are my plans for January. It's a little hectic, and if I have to not do the sals, I will, but I have already committed to doing the 2 testers, and I just have to make those a priority. So it's another reason why I'm trying to get the Snoopy and the temperature quilt out of my to-do, like my to-do pile. Okay, so this is my Snoopy quilt drawing. So I have finished the top that I was required to make. I've added 2 more rows. I've added a blue border across the top at finished 2 inches and a 3-inch finished blue border around the other 3 sides. Because on bed quilts, I don't put borders. I don't put drop borders on all 4 sides. I only do it on 3. And it already has the 2-inch border of yellow on the 3 sides. So I am literally at the point of squaring these up and making the zigzags, but let me they won't be perfect, but let me just show you just a tiny example. So I need to move these anyways, because this is literally the stage that I'm at, and this is what I'm going to be doing tonight before I go to bed. Let me do a little bit of one really fast, just to show you how stinking cute this little Charlie Brown zigzag is going to be. It's, oh my gosh. It is so cute. I can't handle it. I can't. It's great. I love it. This is sincerely, oh my gosh. I laid like 1 or 2 out earlier, and it was too cute. I had to stop. Okay, so now with these 2 little scraps, this is what the bottom of the quilt is going to look like. Come on. Come on. Oh, it fell. Come on, you should stick to the wool. Come on, work with me. Tack it down a little bit better. I can't even. So basically, oh, here's a scrap of the blue. So basically, this is what the drop on the side of the quilt is going to look like around the bed. I'm sad that it's a day bed because you'll only see it on one side. But come on, how cute is that? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's going to be so much work. And I'm trying to do it in 2.5 days. You know what, though? There's worse things in life. There's worse things in life that I could be spending my time doing. Anyways, if you want to check out, though, if you want to check out some really cute Snoopy videos of Snoopy putting the quilt together, please go check out my Instagram. I have 1 more left to put together because I specifically made them for while I was making the quilt for the designer. I'm not going to make a final one. I'm not going to make one doing the borders, one, because I already have 2 of the borders on. But anyways, there's 1 final video. It's going to come out tomorrow. So all of the videos will be out by December 31st. And I may, whenever I fully reveal this quilt, I may tag them on the end, but I am going to have to turn all the sound off on them. Anyways, the sound on all of them is Vince Vince Guaraldi trio, which he does a lot of the Snoopy soundtracks for all the movies and all that kind of stuff. So it's all Snoopy music. So like you would recognize it from different like Snoopy movies and things like that. Mostly the Christmas one, but I did one from a different Snoopy film earlier today. They're all just classical music, but they sound like Snoopy. Like you'll recognize it. Anyways, I don't think I can put them here on YouTube, with that music. So, anyways, I'll see if I can get them posted onto here as well. If not, I'll tack them on at the end of a video. I might do both. I'll for sure tack them on at the end of the video of whenever I show it, but I'll have to take the sound off. But maybe I can try to repost them on here and see if any of the songs that I used are available to use on YouTube for YouTube shorts. Anyways, what I'm going to do the rest of the night is work on all of these half square triangles. There are so many. There's 208 and I only need 202. So I think my goal, I was going to do the long sides first, but what I think I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do the short side, because if I do the long side, then I can finish the piecing and it'll make a lot more sense. So I'm going to do the short side. So I'm going to see how many I need. I'm going to work on at least the short side tonight and hopefully get the short side. I don't know. I at least want to get it all together and maybe sewn on before I go to bed. But I mean, it just means I'm not going to, it's 9:52. Anyways, I'm a determined person. And then if I can do that, then it's literally just taking these piles and dividing them into half. And then that's about how much I know I have left. Once the pieced part is done, it's literally going to be super simple. I will literally just have to like zoom on some solid yellow, which this should be just enough for the binding, because I think I do want to do yellow for the binding. So that way the sides melt into the binding and there is just like a little pop of yellow up the very top of the quilt. Because the grunge that I picked for it, it's either Cosmo or Cosmic. I think it's Cosmo. This comes in a wide back. So, which wide backs are great, if you can find one that you really like for your quilt. So I think I'm just going to get the wide back of the same grunge. I'm going to have to get it online because none of my friends carry it, in store unless they'd be willing to get it, which that'd be great if they were, but anyways, I'm going to have to get the wide back in the same color. So yeah, I think this pop of yellow around the binding up just at the very top will be really nice. And then otherwise it'll just end with yellow. I think it would really ruin the Charlie Brown illusion if I like framed it in with the blue or the black. I just don't know if I'm going to run out of the mustard. That's my only worry. I really hope not. Because I have a little bit less. I have a little bit less than half a yard, but I do have enough to get 5 strips for binding. And that may or may not be enough. So I don't know. So my only concern now is because I cleared her out of this bolt, just colorways, right? Okay. Let me pause this and I will show you Charming Stars and the Snoopy quilt. Okay. Let me show you the Snoopy quilt first because it is the one that we were just talking about. Oop, I left a starter on there. Get rid of that. So here is the Snoopy quilt. So I did add a little 2-inch, it'll be 2 inches finished once like it's quilted and it's binded, across the top to help fill out the top of the bed. And then 3-inch blue border on each side. So that'll cover 1 inch each side on the top of the mattress and a 2-inch drop down. And then the start of the Charlie Brown stripe. But there we go. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely adorable. I love how the colors came together. Look at, he's like dead center. I love that. All the little expressions and faces of Snoopy. It's so super, super cute. I absolutely love this. They alternate. I'm so excited. Anyway, so this is going to be for the guest room. I'm super stoked about it. Charming Stars, I'm not going to open it up all the way because I was able to like show you the full rows and stuff, but I will open it enough to give you the gist. So look at that pieced border. I think it came out super good. So the border, it is suggested to just use one fabric from the line, but I decided to use a layer cake instead of 3 charms. And the leftovers were used for a PC border, which I absolutely love. I think it turned out really great and really ties it together. We have this really pretty, like burnt, I don't even know what color you would call that. Like a rusty mustard, basically. For the stars, it's also for the cornerstones, which this side shows you cornerstones. So it's also in the cornerstones. And then this color right here is AGF Cinnamon. But this fabric line is Beneath the Western Sky by Riley Blake. You can still find some of it on Etsy. I don't know about in stores because not very many of the stores around me carry Riley Blake, but it's getting harder to find because it either came out at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, or the end of 2021, early 2022. So either way, it's been out for like a year, possibly 2 years, and it's going to be really hard to get your hands on. I don't know if you can easily find pre-cuts, but you still can find some of the yardage of the line, but a lot of the shops are running low on it. So it came out really great. I love it. I absolutely love it. But that is it for this video. That is it for 2022. I will see y'all next week. Bye, everyone.